Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Monday. Happy second recording. I want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. I have a quick word for you. Tap in, quick download, guys. Move out of God's way. Move out of God's way. When dealing with people in general, but when there's a conviction for you to move out of the way. And these people can be anybody. These can be family, friends, whatever. But here's the thing. We all hear from God differently. Of course, we all have to go through our own process. Some people are wise enough to tap into and learn from the individuals that God placed into their lives. Okay. Now, it doesn't mean that the people that God placed in their lives are perfect, because none of us are perfect, but maybe you have climbed some levels to understand how God moves and operates in your life. And so what happened is, many of the times, once we answer the call and once we're going through this process to be transformed for purpose and calling and for destiny, God typically sends people to you. These can be your soul tribe. Sometimes these can be people who may just enter your life for a very short period of time. Some are long-term, some are not. But the point is, God knows that you need help. So He will always bring people in your life through destiny moments. Like you can just randomly meet. The connections are like questionable. It's like only God could have connected this, right? Because these are not people that you were even seeking for, or vice versa. They're just God ordained relationships. And chosen one, some of you guys still have some of these people in your lives. And again, you'll realize that some of them just came in for a brief season to kind of help you with a certain thing as God was leveling you up. Some are still currently there, and some will remain, right? But if you're wise, you embrace these people, right? You honor and you respect these people. Even if it was challenging at the beginning, because it's iron sharpening iron, at some point God convicted you and common sense kicked in, like, okay, these people are rare. So God sent them for a reason. All right. So some people will take to that and learn that way, meaning they learn and apply whatever instructions are given as God used these others as a vessel. Now, mind you, these people have already leveled up themselves. Again, not that they're perfect, right? They're still going through their own process, but they've leveled up enough where they can come back to help you. Because once they leveled up, they also learn the art of humbleness. So when God tapped them and sent them back to grab someone else's hand, then without reservations, they did so. So now you go back to help and assist in whatever way God told you, in whatever way that God used you as a vessel. In the very same person or persons that God is required you to go back and try to assist in whatever way are the very people that's fighting you. So you're trying to give them the life jacket, but instead they rather drown you instead. And sometimes it may not be even be intentional. It's survivor mode. It's, all that stuff. So of course, you're wise enough not to judge them because you may have been in that very same predicament, right? You had to go through your own transformation process to be used. In order for God to use us in purpose and calling, in order for God to allow us to climb certain levels, all caps, God must be able to trust us. Why would God elevate us? Why would God trust us with more? Why would God give us God-ordained blessings? Mind you, God-ordained blessings require intense stewardship, intense obedience. So if God can't trust us, why would he promote or elevate us? This is why when you start your transformation season, the one area that he really starts to work on is your character. So if your character is faulty, you have the wrong intentions, the wrong motive, you lie, you steal, you deceive, you manipulate, you cheat, you this, that, and the third. You don't honor, you don't respect, all of these stuff. If these are areas of struggle, then how can God use any of us with those flaws? So prior to advancement, again, he's sending you people to glean from. So let's just say a person came from a struggle background. Seriously, like everything is traumatic. So as a child, that's not your fault. So why would God punish a person and not allow them to excel later on in life for something that's not their fault? That's unfair, right? That's unfair because your foundation was already shooken. So you really didn't have a chance. So then he sends people to us. Even later on in life, he sends people to us to help assist us. These people typically are going to already have fruit on their lives, meaning you can look at them and tell that they've moved up some levels in whatever way. They've moved up some levels. This can look like people with successful marriages. These can look like people with successful ministry, successful business. Just they've climbed some levels. Most importantly, they keep God first. Okay, everything that they've achieved, they give God the glory. You see God all in their lives, period. So if we encounter these kind of people, wouldn't common sense tell us that they know something that we don't? That they've tapped into certain levels of the spiritual realm, the guidance of the Holy Spirit, like the fruit is on their lives. Again, it doesn't mean they're perfect, right? But the fruit is on their life. I have a friend like that just popping in my mind. I mean, to me, she thinks I'm the best thing since sliced bread. And I think the very same way about her. But she is successful in every area. Every area that I can think about. Marriage, financial, first and foremost, God. The fruit is just all over her life. Again, it's not that it's perfect. But even after all these years, when we speak or we come together, I still sit and listen. I ask questions. I apply, right? We bounce back and forth off of each other because there's areas about my life that she admires and vice versa. But the point is, she's reached certain levels that I admire, right? Never, ever a competition, because that ain't what we do as chosen people, period, right? But it's a healthy level of competition. So my point is, if she's reached certain levels that I have not yet, wouldn't common sense tell me that she knows something that I don't? Wouldn't common sense tells me if God brought such a rare person into my life, didn't he bring her to help assist? Because her life is already filled, right? Already busy. Successful people are extremely busy. So they're coming back down to help you. Why are you fighting against these people? Not you chosen one, because I'm speaking to you because you probably got people fighting you and you're trying to assist and help them. This is why when God brings these people into your life, this is why it's very easy for them to walk away and they don't stay long. Because they already know the value that they carry. They already know that God sent them to assist you. They already know that time is valuable, so they're taking time out of their lives to assist and help you because God has led them to you. So they're going to work with you as long as they can, but then a time is going to come when God realizes that the other person, there's nothing you can do, there's nothing you can say. These are the people who are going to have to learn through the discipline of God. I'm sorry, through the, discipline. They're going to have to learn through God's discipline. They're going to have to, some people, you can tell about God and they'll learn. Others, they're just going to have to go through their own process. But a wise person is going to rather learn through gleaning from the person sent to assist and help you, because that way is more, But once God snatches that rug because you're making your head hard, it's almost like, listen, I'm trying to help you here. I could have chose anybody else to bless. I'm trying to bless you. So I'm sending God-ordained people to assist you, but instead you are dishonoring and disrespecting the very people I sent to help you, when truly they got too much other stuff to be doing. They're trying to give you the life jacket. You're drowning them. Do you think I'm going to let you drown my folks? No. For one, they've already put the work in. For two, I got other stuff for them to be doing than to sit here and fight back and struggle back and forth with you, right? Now, granted, again, is iron sharpening iron, so there's going to be some friction, if you will, but common sense, once you get a conviction to tighten up, because I had that reality check, and I tightened up real quick, right? Woo, honey, I felt them pulling away. Oh, no, let me get it right. I'm no fool, right? Because nobody got time for the foolishness. Who got time? Life itself is already stressful. I don't care how good it looks, that it looks like somebody have like their life together, this, that, and the third. Life is stressful. Nobody has time to be struggling, right? Again, there's a difference between work and struggle, because relationships of all sorts are work at the end of the day. But there's a difference between work and struggling. Now you're drowning me. That's struggling. See, work is when we can ping back and forth off of each other. We all are learning from each other. We're applying, we're coming together, putting our heads together, like we're holding each other accountable. But, we're working together. We can see some movements. We respect each other. We honor each other. We're growing together. But struggle, there's no reciprocity. You can't even receive me. You're drowning me. You're disrespecting me. You're fighting me on everything. That's struggle. So For some people, God will tap you and move you out of the way. Now, however he does that, right? Because we get too caught up on the how it happened versus why it had to happen. That can look like that person betraying you, that person hurting you, that person cheating on you, if it's a romantic relationship or whatever, that person gossiping about you. You're the one person, right? You're the one person who helped them, but they betrayed you in some kind of way. So what do people or chosen people get caught up on? The hurt of the betrayal, the hurt of the rejection, we get stuck on the hurt. In reality, you got to change the perspective. It's not about how they did it. It's about it had to happen in order for God to move you. So now once God moves you out of the way, what happens? Now that's between them and God, but a lot of the times, because they didn't learn in one way, listen. Once God snatches that rug, because we make our head hard, once God snatches that rug, there's 1,000 ways things can happen. He can send you back to a dry season. He can remove every single help, not just the help that he sent, any other help attached to your growth. He can remove that. He can cause other people to betray, hurt, and disrespect and dishonor you, right? Because you reap what you sow. He can put you on your face and cause you to lose every single thing. There's a number of things that can happen, but the thing is, no matter how it happens, is all designed to teach and transform them. Now, again, they could have learned it through the process of mentors or God-ordained destiny people. They could have learned potentially from that way because they're obedient and they imply the instructions, which would ultimately lead them to their own personal relationship with God, things like that. But because they're not really maybe spiritually inclined enough yet to really understand how the spiritual realm works, so God sends a vessel to really help them to understand certain things. So because they couldn't receive it, now they have to learn through sometimes the wrath of God. Just depends, because some people truly have to feel the wrath of God. Seriously, because you got people who are very, very stubborn, who are set in their ways. You can't tell them nothing. Everything is them. There is no God in sight. Only this, that, and the third. Listen, sometimes God got to humble you. Just so when he helped you to rise up again, that you will be sure he gets the glory. When you see people who God have elevated and they are adamant about giving God the glory, trust me, they've been humbled at some point in their lives. They've lost it all and God gave them back probably triple. But the point of the matter is they will never, ever, 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 ever forget that season of humbling. So sometimes God have to remove you, get you up out of the way, no matter how much you want to save a person, no matter how much potential you see, even if they have a great heart. A great heart has nothing to do with transformation it does have to do with that, but you still have to be humble enough to be able to receive anything and anyone that you know God sent to you. Now, it's one thing if it's just a more random that you meet in the street, you meet on your own or whatever, then that's not really somebody who you know. But when you know God sent a person to you, it's just common sense to use discernment and wisdom and ask God, right? What can I do to receive this person? Right? Remove some blocks so I can receive this person. Show me how to honor and respect. Show me how I got to change my ways, because with these kind of people, I can't handle them like the rest. Listen. You handle these folks different. You got to handle them different. Period. For example, listen, all that talking on the phone, I ain't got time for that. Please shoot me a text. And I know some of you guys are completely different. Some people are the opposite, right? They'd rather talk on the phone. Don't shoot them a text. I ain't got time for that. The empath in me, I get overstimulated. There's too much noise in your background. It's just too much. So a great deal of the time, I'm just not going to answer my phone. And most people in my personal life, they know this, so they already know. So they typically are going to text me, or they may say it's something important, call me. Then it is what it is. But then there are some people, are God-ordained people. When that phone rings, I'm answering on the first time. You treat these folks differently. They're different. You don't handle regular folks like God-ordained people. These people you have to honor and you have to respect. Honor and respect in the spiritual realm will open doors that money can't open. I promise you. I promise you. Honor and respect. Pastor R.C. Blake sent you guys here, probably 2 years ago? Long time ago. Probably over 2 years ago. It was during COVID. Yeah, over 2.5 years ago. I still honor him to this very day, the same way I honor him on the day that he sent so many of you guys my way. It can be 20 years from now, the same kind of honor. You got to honor and you got to respect the people that you know God somehow sent them into your life. It's all connected. These aren't people you went looking for or vice versa. It's somehow connected, even if it's just for that moment for them to open a certain door and you never see these folks again. Because there are some like that. But that honor and that respect will open doors for you that money can't. There's some doors money can't open. Listen, you get around some folks who got money. Your money don't make a difference. It's about your character, your integrity. It's about honor. It's about respect. It's about how you value folks. If people can't trust you, if your word means nothing because your character is faulty, and your everyday people can't even trust you. Your family can't even trust you. How in the world, make it make sense? How is God going to use and elevate and trust us with God-sized ordained blessings if we're shiesty at this level? Make it make sense. It's a whole transformation. And this is why most people fall off, because people don't want to put the work in, and it don't match anymore. It just doesn't match. So please, if God is convicting you to move out of the way because he needs to deal with folks, the one thing you want to do is move up out of the way while God have to humble people, because if you make your head hard, you're going to get some of that wrath too. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.